Everything good? I think. Hello, everyone. Oh, sorry. Thanks first. Yeah, looks good. I'm just making sure I have the right. Okay, I did have the right number. Good. Good. Everything's good. Where's this kid going? Okay. Oh. Volume again. I love having volume on accident. Sorry if you guys heard a little echoes of me. um. So today I really just want to get the main story quest done. Oh wait, here we go. That. So I think that's what we're going to do today. Is just finish the story quest. I mean all of them. However many there are. There's only two. And I did accidentally run into this one when it was when it was over here. So I'm sorry that we missed a little bit of story. Hope you guys can forgive me about that. I was trying to get level 9.
Looks deserted.
Oh.
Guess all the survivors must have evacuated already. All that's left here are signs of devastation.
What are you doing?
Could Farina really be here? Let's try to find her as soon as possible.
Farina? Wait, why are we here for Farina? Okay. I forgot. It's been like almost a week since I've streamed. Actually, I think... No, it hasn't, but still. Farina's here. Interesting.
That's Farina, right over there. She really is here all on her own.
Should I just give up? This is all meaningless. What was meant to happen did happen after all. Everyone's dead. I'm sorry. I am so sorry. Give up, Farina. There's no point in holding out.
Poor thing.
I'm sorry. But what can I even do other than to repeat meaningless apologies over and over? Who's that?
Don't worry, Farina, it's just us.
So it is you, blonde traveler from another land. Why, I almost thought you were someone from that mob of my ignorant subjects, come to kneel and beg for my forgiveness.
Farina, you were crying just now, weren't you? The tear stains on your face are obvious.
What do you mean, tear stains? Oh, I remember. The show at the Opera House earlier this morning was so moving. I'm still trying to process it.
Great.
Who did that uncivilized rabble think they were? Disturbing my enjoyment of the arts. They even dare to tout their Archon. I must teach them a lesson. Oh, and I'm sure Nouvellette and those people from the Marsh Chaussee Phantom are freaking out right next to them too. Of course not.
Hey, there she is! The Hydro Archon's over there! Quick, after her!
Farina, those people seem to be after you.
They are? They're just some rabid fans who want to cut the line because they haven't been able to meet me in person, aren't they? That's against the rules. I can't let them get their way.
What is happening?
Quick, we have to catch up with her.
Okay. I don't know what's happening. I must have forgot a big chunk of whatever the fudge is happening.
good hiding spot over here. Quick, come to Paimon before the rest of them catch up to you.
What is this place?
Hurry, they're almost here.
Fine. I suppose haste is warranted. Lead the way.
Okay. We're in a house now, I think. I love loading screens. There we go. Oh. Small.
Paimon's exhausted.
I'm so tired. I totally thought they had caught me. No, I mean, I merely gave in to the sheer enthusiasm they displayed.
You're right. Yep, that's a good girl.
What? No. Stop.
What's happening? The ground's shaking. Is it an earthquake?
Yeah, a quake of this kind preceded the flooding in Poisson, didn't it?
It can't be. It's happening again.
Well, there's no need to worry too much about that. Novelette's made some emergency plans, so the evacuation should go a lot smoother this time.
Yeah, I hope you're right. But the people of Poisson, they've already...
Poor Frida.
It's true. I've been investigating the prophecy for hundreds of years. I once had informants all over Teyvat, searching for clues and feeding information back to me.
Interesting.
I've tried all kinds of ways, too, to hold back the sea. Anything to keep the coastline from advancing. But all my efforts proved to be futile in the end. Really, the truth has been clear to me for a very long time. We cannot make an enemy of the divine. No matter what we do, the will of the heavenly principles will have its way. And
Does
the
it really
prophecy
matter
shall be
which one you
fulfilled.
pick? Probably not.
Give up. I do love the sound of that phrase. It would mean finally coming to terms with fate, but also for me to finally be free. Indeed, I've thought about giving up so many times, especially after we almost lost Poisson. Fate is really unreasonable, isn't it? It has no heart and obeys no rules. The prophecy has only just started to come true, and so many people have already lost their lives.
Frida.
But just now, it all became clear to me. I still don't have the right to come to terms with fate on behalf of everyone else. As long as the final moment hasn't come, it's still not too late. Don't worry. I will keep hope alive for everyone until the very end. Well, that's enough for now.
Okay.
I got the impulse to play the stricken maiden, but honestly, considering my rank and station, that wasn't a good fit at all. Don't take any of what I just said seriously. How could I possibly let Fontaine fall to the whims of trivial
I'll take everything you just said seriously.
Come on! Paimon could have sworn you were actually being honest just now.
Share my burden. That's impossible. It was fated right from the start that this would be my duty alone. A witness. Yes. I've heard that you came to Teyvat from beyond the stars, yes?
Yeah.
In other words, you never belonged here.
Nope.
And if Teyvat is, in its entirety, a show on a stage, then you're just a spectator, aren't hurt you.
That's solely helping, I guess.
If that's the case...
Do we get to listen to none of it? Oh, okay. Yep. Hi, Lenny.
Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes my opening performance. Now, without further ado, we may proceed to the trial of our god.
So, this is what it is. Yes, you deserve praise for the effort you took to raise the dramatic stakes. Do not forget, however, that I am Fosalor, the god of justice, the embodiment of justice itself.
Where'd the house go? Oh.
Does it not strike
Stupid.
you as even the least bit absurd to bring the very concept of justice to trial?
May I interpret these words as your refusal to stand trial? In that case, you will have the opportunity to defend your honor through a duel.
You would draw your blade against a god?
Where do you have that?
I see. It seems like you have made up your mind.
Paimon can't believe it. She just surrendered.
Where do you have that blade?
What the heck is going on?
I'm confused.
Did I just see an Archon surrender to a human?
Wow, how utterly humiliating.
She's not gonna fight one of her subjects. That's not her.
Lady Farina, what is the meaning of this?
She's not just gonna fight someone.
It would seem that there has been a misunderstanding. To be clear, the raising of both hands is not always an indication of surrender.
Looking for excuses again, huh?
I raised my hands just now to indicate my acceptance of the trial. No duel shall be necessary. I will admit that I've been running away for a long time. I'm sorry, everyone. I was unable to protect the people of Poisson. It is my duty to stand trial for my
Frida.
crimes. You are not the only ones to be disappointed in me. I, too, am exceedingly disappointed in myself.
Why are we looking above? Okay.
But now, it is time for the Hydro Archon to show you her courage and resolve. I, Farina, will use this trial to show the world the true meaning of justice.
Fun.
This time, I will protect you.
Interesting.
Applaud and rejoice. One of the most outrageous and fantastical arcs known to the opera epiclese is now unfolding before your eyes. Mark my words, this shall be one of the most exhilarating and brilliant shows ever to grace the stage of Fontaine. The trial of the Hydro Archon,
Oh dear God.
will now begin!
Woohoo!
Now we're making history.
I'm scared.
I just feel like Farina just took over the whole thing. Like, come on.
Because she
Just
did.
get forced to stand trial for her crimes? Also, even though she's still acting super dramatic, she is taking this seriously this time, right?
All right,
Hope
then.
so.
Who will be my opponent in this trial?
The court asks the prosecutor to please take the stand.
Is that so? Very well. Then please speak, witness of Tivat, my accuser and fated opponent.
Oh God. Lovely. This is gonna turn out great. No, it's not.
Also, please allow me to ask, as a final question before the trial begins.
What is it?
Just how much work did you do to force me onto this stage?
Well,
Oh.
we did do a lot of prep after the meeting that day.
I can go over the tasks assigned to the Spina di Rosula, since they were rather straightforward and easy.
Navia, the president of the Spina di Rosula.
Most of the people who participated in the disturbance this morning were my subordinates. They changed into plain clothes and came to the Opera House as regular audience members, waiting for the perfect opportunity to incite
Lovely.
insurrection against you. The people's resentment against their Archon has been building as more and more of the prophecy is fulfilled. A spark was all we needed to turn smoldering anger into a flame.
I just sneeze,
Moreover,
guys, so I muted.
According to our understanding
Hopefully
and
gonna do
analysis
that
of
more.
you, when something like that occurred, you would likely flee the scene and head to Poisson by yourself.
Oh
So,
dear.
we arranged for a second group to lie in wait there.
So, you mean the ones who scoured the settlement for me were also from the Spina?
Yes.
And their goal was to force you to step into the giant magic box so you may personally participate in the greatest magic performance in all of Fontanian history.
She wasn't gonna go
That's
in
right.
the box.
That house was a magic box, rather than someone's residence.
As the super ultimate version of the setup that I used when I first performed at the
I
Opera
need more
Epic
water.
class,
I'll get some water
the
in a
volume
second.
of the box was increased by a whole
Actually,
order
are
of
these
magnitude,
cold?
and the distance it traversed
You'd
was
think
the
they are
entire
since they're right
gap
next to a
between
window,
Poisson
but they're
and
not.
Arenas.
Sorry.
Its cargo, of course, was an
It's fine.
Archon instead of a human. My thanks, Farina. Without your help, we could never have pulled off such an extraordinary performance.
You're welcome?
Of course, this performance was only made possible with Father's support. The
course.
House of the Hearth spent a massive amount of labor in Mora to pull this off. We had to select a location, construct the giant magic box, dig a tunnel, and open up a path through the water. It was a lot of work for all of us.
So, in other words, the earthquake that we felt within the giant magic box was just a normal tremor from the transportation of the whole house?
Yes.
That's right. It wasn't a sign of another disaster to come.
Then, I can guess Nervilette and Cloran's parts. You gathered a crowd, prepared a stage, and made sure that
Why
the
do you have
champion
that
duelist
sword?
would be
Doesn't-
immediately ready
Are you
for
gonna
a
be
fight.
physical damage?
Also, that as soon as I appeared on
Is
the
that sword
stage,
physical?
the trial may
Pretty
commence
sure it
without
is.
a hitch. Am
Interesting.
I right?
Yes, that is correct.
Well, Clorand, I must commend you for your courage.
Why is she here?
Only the most outstanding
Why?
champion
Why is she
duelist
here?
in all of Fontaine would
Just because.
accept a duel with an Archon without flinching.
Thank you.
As for you, traveler,
Yeah.
I suppose your role was to keep me distracted with conversation once you found me in Poisson. You'd make
Pretty
sure
much.
that I didn't notice anything amiss before revealing yourself as my prosecutor once we'd arrived onto the stage.
You get strong.
Is that so? Then I suppose I must have missed my final chance. It's fine. It matters not.
Oh
What's
no.
done is done.
I'm scared.
The stage is already set, so
It
there's no
is.
reason to disappoint the audience.
I hate
Let's
this.
see this trial through to the very end.
Oh dear. Duh. Okay.
Madam Prosecutor, please allow me to pass this along.
What is it?
This is a document that Miss Charlotte applied for and received
Oh.
permission to share with you during the trial. According to her, it should speed up proceedings.
Wait.
Charlotte
Okay.
wanted to give us something? Oh, so she's here too. Hey, Charlotte. Oh, let Paimon see.
So she just.
Wait, then that means this document is a perfect timeline timeline of everything that's happened ever since we stepped foot in Fontaine.
Oh my god.
So in other words, we
It
can
should
refer
speed
to
up the
this
process. It's
anthology of
great.
evidence every time we want to use something
Do it,
from our
it's
journey
great.
as evidence for an argument. Let's quickly confirm the information in it. Just think of it as a refresher, alright?
Okay. Please don't tell me.
Defeated the
Oh,
Hydro
okay.
Archon in the very first duel you took part in at the Opera House. That's
Yes.
one for the history books, all right. I didn't think that you'd wind up getting to the bottom of the case I'd been following all this time. I guess you could also see this as a happy coincidence. This is the first time Monsieur Nervillette had a difference of opinion with the Oratrice. Even the Hydro Archon can't figure it out.
That's true.
The Fatui Harbinger. She's an extraordinary person. Her instinct must mean something.
Yeah.
The fortress of Meripede was almost destroyed in a single day. That I didn't witness that scene personally will always be a source of professional regret, I think. According to Monsieur Nervillette, both Child and that whale should have been in the primordial sea at that time.
How do you know about the whale? Did we tell her? Probably told her.
I nearly lost my awesome friend Navia. To be honest, that still gives me shivers.
Oh.
The words of someone as extraordinary as a witch
You
can probably only be truly
know that.
understood when something
But
surreal
okay.
happens to you.
We only told Mona about that. Okay. But yeah, we missed the conversation with her
The prosecution
earlier,
and
so
the defense are
honestly,
both in
there could have
position.
been stuff
The trial shall now begin.
that I missed.
Oh, come on, Nervillette. There's no need to repeat all the unimportant legalese.
Oh dear.
Just fast forward to the part where the prosecution lays out my offenses. As the defendant and the lead actress of this performance, I still haven't even been informed of my supposed guilt in all of this.
I will be right back. I'm getting some water to keep myself hydrated. It should only take like 2 seconds, so I'm not changing the screen. Okay, it wasn't 2 seconds, but I'm back.
Of course, it is only natural for humans to struggle to understand the actions of a god. However, you will need more than that to convict me of a crime.
That's true, but my charge here is unrelated to your conduct as an Archon. Instead, I would like to charge you as a fraud who's never been the Archon in the first place.
Wait, what was that? Lady Farina's a fraud?
Excuse me?
Hey, I came here thinking that we were going to try the Hydro Archon for forsaking her duty, but did I hear that right?
Oh.
She's not our Archon at all?
Charge accepted.
What?
Lady Farina, do you plead guilty
Okay.
to the charge?
Yeah, plead guilty.
Lady Farina,
I plead not guilty. How can I be guilty? There is no way that I, Faucilor, otherwise known as Farina de Fontaine, a member of the Seven and the Regina of all waters, kindreds, peoples, and laws of Fontaine,
do we ever hear
could be
her name
anything
before,
other
other
your
than
true
Faucilor?
Archon.
Yeah. Even though Lady Farina can be rather eccentric, isn't it going too far to doubt her very identity?
Nah.
Yeah, I've never questioned her identity either.
It's because you guys
Sure,
don't
Lady Farina can be super irresponsible.
really care.
But what grounds does that prosecutor have to make such a huge claim?
Because we have the grounds
I
to
have cause
fudge
to
her off.
believe that common sense will prevail in this case. Many of the members of the audience have known me as the Hydro Archon ever since they were born. There would be no fooling their memory. See? Even the Oratrice has decided to show me its favor. Are you sure you want to commit to a charge that will never be upheld? If you wish to drop the case, I can promise you as the God of Justice that you will not have to face trial for making a false accusation. We will treat everything that's happened as a dramatic spectacle and move on with our lives. What do you say to that?
No.
An argument with near impossible odds, huh? You have to not only refute Farina's claims, but also overturn the long-held beliefs of the people.
Yep.
Well, I tried to give you the chance to surrender.
We're not surrendering.
If you must
Farina.
persist, then let me ask. If you believe I'm not the Archon, then what manner of being do you think I am?
Trouble.
And if I was not the Archon, then how did I manage to live for over 500 years?
She got a point. But you could easily be any other being that can live for like hundreds of years. Maybe not the dragon, obviously, because that's Novelette. But there could be another race here that can live longer. It's rare, so you don't see much of them. I mean, obviously she's still human-ish, maybe, I don't know, but still. Oh dear. Child.
That doesn't sound right. Paimon doesn't think this clue can be used as compelling evidence to build.
That's fair. The knave, or she could easily be.
That doesn't sound.
Yeah, I didn't think so. It was the knave.
First of all, you may be a member of another long-lived race, which would allow you to naturally possess an extended lifespan. And second of all, even if that wasn't the case, there could be other ways to extend your life.
Who gave you that idea? Was it the knave? You'd sink so low as to use a harbinger's words against me.
Yes, because we're friends with friends with Child. I don't know if we're technically friends with the knave, but then we're also friends with Lenny and his siblings, so I don't know.
A curse? I once thought it possible that the aura of an Archon might naturally resemble a type of curse. But in light of this claim, perhaps what I sensed was not your divinity, but a curse after all.
You sensed it too, huh, Neverlet?
Lady Farina is actually a human?
It could be.
Well, it is true that it's extremely difficult to tell humans and gods apart just by looking at them. It's not impossible.
Well,
even
don't
again.
start celebrating too early now. Even if I have been carrying a curse like you said, how does that prove that I am merely a human being? Besides, everyone knows that the main difference between a human and a god is the possession of authority. Gods can do what humans cannot. That's why they're worshipped as gods.
What
For centuries,
can you physically
manifestations
do
of my
that
authority
none
have
of us
served
can?
the nation of Fontaine. One need only to turn their eyes towards the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinal in this very opera house.
Okay.
Or consider
don't have
the
to say all of it.
endemitium that is used in every aspect of life.
That'd be interesting, but I don't think she does actually have full control over it. Since if there is the chance of, well, her being not the only Archon, then there's two other Archons.
That doesn't sound right. Paimon doesn't think this clue can be used as compelling evidence to build our
Okay.
case.
I'm guessing Child's not either.
You tried to reference
Oh.
the Oratrice, but weren't you as confused as all the rest of us when the Oratrice declared Child to be guilty without any proof? Otherwise, you should have come up with a good explanation for that by now.
Didn't I make myself clear at the time? The decisions of the gods are naturally difficult for humans to comprehend. There is no need to provide an explanation.
Why?
Lady Farina, I believe a reminder of your current circumstances is in order. While the court is in session, the principles of justice and the law must come before all else. While you are an Archon, you are also first and foremost the defendant in this trial. You will prove yourself unable to defend against the prosecution's charges if you continue to withhold vital information against the rules of the court.
Lovely.
I never thought you'd use that kind of rhetoric against me.
It kind of has to. It's a
trial.
trial.
That was no trick of rhetoric, Lady Farina. I've merely reiterated the rules of the court. Rules that all should respect and follow.
So, you neither knew why Child was declared guilty, nor did you understand the structure and operations of the Oratrice. Instead of having been created by you, the manifestations of authority you mentioned have been made by the real Hydro Archon, haven't they?
The real Hydro Archon? Well, now you're really losing me. It is true that I did not know why the Oratrice gave out a guilty verdict that day. But the Oratrice handed out that verdict unilaterally, and it has been operating independently ever since it was first created.
Lovely.
You can't argue that just because a divine creation is flawed, that the god behind it must also be no god at all.
We can argue that.
She's still throwing out all kinds of excuses. Seems like she's confident that we won't be able to produce proof that she has no power over the Oratrice.
What is happening with this remote? Sorry guys, I got distracted.
My power as an Archon. There are many ordinary citizens in the audience. How can I just carelessly demonstrate the formidable power of an Archon?
If that poses a concern, I'm prepared to extend my protection to the audience.
You don't need to go that far.
Plastic. Why is there plastic on this remote? Oh, sorry.
Aren't you the Hydro Archon? Or is it that you can't even wield the power of Hydro, much less the authority of a god?
Indemnitium! Yes! It's all because of Indemnitium! All Archons derive their power from the faith of the people, and I converted the people's faith in justice into Indemnitium.
That might be why it was trying to...
Thus did I give up all of my divine power to provide everyone with energy for their daily lives. Have you ever seen a more magnanimous god?
Isn't that
Farina's
a huge stretch?
No matter how generous an Archon can be, how can they give up all their power? Can a god with no power even still be called a god?
I mean, yes, but not fully.
Seems like nobody's buying Farina's excuse.
Hopefully that plastic was the reason why I changed colors by itself.
Please don't stare at me as if I was a liar. I'm still the same Farina you knew, right? The one that you loved. Shouldn't you want to believe in me? Please. You've got to believe me.
If what the prosecutor said is true, she really has committed a grave offense.
Did she deceive all of us? And all of our parents and grandparents too? And then all of our ancestors?
Yep.
Ever since they were born?
Yep.
Enough. That's enough.
That's what we want you to believe.
Okay. If I'm not the real Hydro Archon, then who is? If you have no evidence of another Hydro Archon's existence, nor can you find anyone who can back up their claim to be such, then what grounds have you to say that I'm not actually the real
Child's teacher
deal?
show up now?
Wow, she came up with yet another argument. How can we
She
refute
has
her
to.
now? Seems like she really doesn't want to give up.
Darn it. I don't think that one's gonna do anything. I know this one's not. I'm just trying to...
It has been established that all Fontanians can dissolve in water from the primordial sea. And that means...
Since you insist on claiming to be a god and not a human, then there's a you can use right here and now to eliminate all suspicions of you being the latter.
Miss Navia, please apply to serve as a temporary attorney for the prosecution before addressing the court. Though you act in partnership with the prosecutor, you must still adhere to proper procedure.
Super sorry, Monsieur Chief Justice. I swear this really will be the last time that I'll speak out of turn. Now, I've brought some seawater from Poisson. As everyone knows, a massive flood struck the area not long ago, taking many lives, including those of some of my closest friends. So, Miss Farina, would you dare to touch some of this seawater? If we are to believe that you are indeed the real Hydro Archon, touching this seawater would have no effect on you.